Hi JP, this is Carol, and I am going to start all over actually with a better yarn to work this headband, and I am going to start with chaining 26. So I've done my loop to begin with. I'm going to do my 26. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so there we have our chain of 26. So next is to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do my double crochet, 4th chain from the hook, and all the way across. I actually like using the chainless foundation better. I don't like that than doing a chain, only because it's a whole lot easier doing that the next row, like which would be this row. But in this case, we're following the pattern, so we just continue doing these double crochets all the way across. We'll wind up with I think it's 24 if I'm not mistaken. The piece that I worked yesterday, it's a number 4 yarn. However, it was more coarse and did not have a whole lot of give to it, and I decided I did not care for it, and I was going to rip it out anyways. But I just used that yarn to get started so I would understand maybe where the issue lay was for you, and to see if I could do the cable stitch. I've never done the cable stitch, but I didn't have any problem with it, and I'm hoping after we do this, I'll show you this, you won't have any problem with it. We have just a few more. Actually, I had more than a few more. I have probably about 5 or 6 more now. The next rows always go faster. Don't like this first row. With old eyes, it gets harder and harder to find that little hole. Okay. Okay, there's 2 more now, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, okay, here we go. Alright, so there's our last one, and I always like to make sure I do my count to make sure that my foundation row is correct, because you don't want to get to your 3rd, 4th, 10th row and find out that you have an error. Oops, let's get down so you can see. Alright, so let me count to make sure I have 24. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24 as that first, as you know, chain 2 or whatever it were, the first 3 chains count as your first double crochet. Okay, so now we're going to chain 2. Normally I turn and then chain 2, but I found that in this particular pattern you really do need to chain 2 and then turn. Okay, so now we've turned it, and that's going to count as the first half double crochet. Now we're going to work a back post around each of the next 2. So we're going to go on the back side, come into the front, and go in the back, go back to the back, and do your double crochet, and another one in the next stitch. And then you're going to come to the front and do a front post double crochet over the next 2 stitches. Again, and then again we go back to the back post double crochet on the back. If I can get it, I'm hoping that this is coming through. Okay, so there's one, and our second one. There it goes. And front post, put your hook in into the back and bring to the front. That's one. Should you turn that up, Rachel? And 2. Remember, we're working on this second row right now. Back to the front for our 2 front post double crochet. And now the back. As this piece gets larger, I think it will be easier to see the stitches being made. But right now my fingers are covering most of them. And we're almost to the end. Got a couple more in the back now. Oops. Here we are in the front. Another. Okay. I have an error here. How did I know? Because I only have 2 stitches left. So my error is, where did I find it? I just saw it. 1, 2. It's right here. I skipped this stitch. So we're just going to rip right out. My husband's used to me doing this. Okay. So here we are. We're doing back post, double crochet. Oops, that was a half double crochet. Here we go again. And I'm going to tell you, JP, As much as I've crocheted all these years, I've learned to count. If things don't come out right in the first couple rows, you're going to be in big trouble. I don't know if you're like me, but I can be way far on a project and wind up ripping out because I just will not have errors. Let's see. Okay, now the last two back post double crochet, okay, now in that last stitch we're going to do a half double crochet. I go between, gotta go between the stitch, which my yarn doesn't want to do that right now. Okay, there. You can see we've got two in the front, two in the back, two in the front, two in the back, two in the front, two in the back. Alright, so now we're going to go on to our third row. Chain 2 and turn. Third row says work the cable. Okay, when I started to do this last night, I totally missed that. So you have 2 stitches here from the previous row. 2 double crochets. Alright, so you're going to go to the stitch on the left and do your double crochet, front post double crochet, and now you've got to come back in order to work your cable. You come back, did I say right? This is left. Anyways, you come back to the right stitch now and do your double crochet to work this part of the cable. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. Now we've got to go work a back post. We're going to do back posts around each of the next 2 stitches. Alright, we're not going to crisscross or anything like that. We're just doing a back post double crochet. And we're back to the cable on the front side again. First on the left, let's see, first on the left, and then to the right. And your front side cables are coming right along. Okay, now we're just going to do back post double crochet on the back side. Not doing anything with cables on the back yet. When you turn this piece over after we get to the end, that's when we're going to start working those cables. Again, we're on the left side of the next 2 stitches and then to the right. Back post double crochet, one, and where's my next one? Just a moment. That got in the wrong place. Okay. Okay. There it is. That's one. And then to back to the front on the left side. On the back side. Oops, oops, oops. And tangle this yarn a little bit. Don't you just love how new skeins never want to act right? Okay, we're back to the front, doing your cable stitch on the left side. Okay, we're doing the last of the back post double crochets. Now we have the last of the cable. Hopefully you don't hear my husband snoring in the back. And maybe that comment will wake him up. Okay, now we're going to do that half double crochet in that last stitch. Okay, so you can see the cables have started on the front. On the back, you just got you've got long double crochets going on. That's it. But now we're going to start working our cables on the back. So we're going to chain 2, we're going to turn, and our first stitch is on the back side this time. But this is where you have to be careful. You've got 2 stitches there. Do not treat it as one. You've got one on the right. I don't know if you can see this. One on the right and one on the left. Right here. Because you just made that crisscross. So you're going to do a back post double crochet on the right hand side and then on the left hand side. And now you're going to come to the front and you're going to work your cable. So now it's on your left that you're working. And then the right. I really hope you can see this, JP. Okay, we're doing the back post double crochet on each of the 2 stitches, but you have to make sure, understand that they're like an X in the back, and you're going to work the side that's on your right first, that's on the back, and then go to the left, and then you come back and work your cable on the front. You're always working your cables on the front and your just back post double crochets, just regular in each stitch on the back. Let me get this. Oh boy, what did I do? Like I said, I just really love new skeins of yarn. Okay. Most of my yarn is overseas already. I just had a few stragglers that I gathered from our former home, and they're in bags, and I grabbed this yarn. Okay, so I now have that cable done, and back to the back, where I'm going to just do my right, then my left, back post double crochet. One more. Here we go again with the cable. And I'll show you the cables as soon as we finish this row. When I first started this last night, I was trying to work the cable on the back as well, which meant I was crisscrossing all over the place. I have to take that out. It's split. I don't like split yarns. Okay. Here we go. Oops, excuse my phone. Again, we're on the back side. Separate those. Oop. I dropped my yarn. Okay, separate those two in the back where they crisscrossed. Do the right, then the left. Do my cable. Okay, again, you can see I'm on the right hand side of that cable. So I'm going to do a front post double crochet in the left and then on the right. And then I've got one more on the back. And then my left stitch. And then my half double crochet to finish the row. So now you can see where the cable has begun on this row, and when we turn it over, let's see, the cables are beginning to come together on the back side. So of course, when we do our chain 2 and turn it, we're going to start with the cable on the front. And of course, we're on the left hand side and then to the right. And just keep on working that, which I'm going to do. I'm going to let you try it. And if you have problems, you'll let me know. But I think this will resolve your issue because, again, I think maybe what you were doing was doing your back post double crochet in 2 stitches rather than separating those 2 stitches and doing a back post in each of the 2 stitches. Okay, JP, hope this helps. You can see the cable is there. And I think this is going to be a lovely headband. I happen to like this yarn a lot. I don't know if you can see that it's a cocoa brown with a pinky rust glitter in it. So let me know if this helps or if it doesn't, and I'll be more than happy to try to assist you further. Thanks, bye.